Right, we wrapped up the basic management to some extent. Not sure what we want to go after at this point. Suppose we should move around the city and talk to people. I mean, we could go after him, the Grandmaster of the Paladins, but he's at least one level higher than us. So if there are other things we can do before that, that would be great.
For the safety of Riverland, report all sorcerers to the nearest Magister.
Cathedral. That's probably a pretty big deal. The Black House would be where the demon is. That's probably level 22. A lizard consulate might be a okay spot. For the schoolhouse. What is the schoolhouse related to? I don't recall schoolhouse quests. I recall getting the information, but what is it tied to? The town crier told us that the Good Counsel School had closed down. It's a quest we got from here, it's not tied to anything. Like that sounds nice. Probably isn't that quite so demanding. I mean, the enemies are at level 20.
Nature provides.
Well, good for her. Good for it. Royal protection.
For the size of her nose.
Retreating to the north is part of the Michael Ross estate. What are you builders building?
Hell of a city, eh? She gets knocked down and we build her up again, better than before. Right there. That's creation. Plus, you know yourself, there's money to be made.
There's another worker here somewhere.
I build a wall and they knock it down. Build a wall, knock it down. Still, keeps me busy.
Clear off. Need to keep the way clear.
Chuckle and ask if he's planning a quick getaway.
Ain't no getaway happening here. And if there is, I ain't involved. Get it?
Ask who's in a hurry to leave.
Ain't no one going nowhere, far as you're concerned. Now clear off. You're in the way.
Tell the wolf you get it.
Good. Now clear off. You're in the way.
Yeah, this looks like what is it? It's the residence with the wedding happening. It's all part of it.
Under lock and key.
Cranley Hubert. That's the historian. Written a lot of books. Hubert's Encyclopedia, Drillworms. Lore Master's house. Well, we could probably get some information about this from her, if nothing else.
Greetings. I am Cranley Hubert. I assume no further introduction is required.
So he has all the books. Creation, the birth of the gods, the divine, Lucian and the Black Ring, Chaos War, Lucian's Day, arrival of the Voidwoken, the rise of Alexander, Alice the Hammer, search for divinity, Lucian's remains, Hierotheurgy, Geomancy, Hydrosophy, Pyrokinesis, Necromancy, Metamorphosis, Roguery, Ranging, Summoning, Warfare, Humans, Elves, Dwarves, Lizards, Ancient Empire, Undead, Blood Elementals, the Kraken, Oil Moles, Shambling Oaks, Salamanders, Grillworms, Dune Mantises, History of Brachus Rex. Say that you've never heard of him. Why do I have to say that?
Oh, come now. Surely you've heard of my writing, or my work with the Historical Guild of Arcs? No?
Ask if he's actually read all these books, or if they're just for show.
For show? Of course I've read all of them. What do you take me for? I'll wager you don't know a fraction of what I've gleaned from a lifetime of reading. Let's see. 3 major houses govern the ancient empire. There's the House of Law, the House of War. Now, what's the third?
House of Dreams.
Well, that was a rather straightforward one. You'd have to be an utter dolt to have not heard of the House of Dreams. Another question, then. In what year was our savior, Lucian the Divine, taken from us?
I have no idea. Absolutely none. Let's say it's 1 2 something because there's 3 options in that.
Incorrect. Now, perhaps you'd like to return outside and consort with those who have intellectual.
Can I just start the conversation
So
again?
many books and such little time. Do you mind? I'm sure there's a puddle.
Okay, so you have to answer all of them correctly on the first time. In order to get what exactly, though, I wonder? So it's a pop quiz on all the lore of the game. Not sure I want to start studying for it now, but I want to keep the option open. So, load. I mean, I want to know what you get from it, more or less. Might be faster to just look things up instead of trying all the options. This is the sort of shit that you usually don't bother with, not even in real life. It's worthless waste of time to learn these things. Dead Void Vulcan, Dead Wedding Guests, Holy Book of Matrimony. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Pudding cake. I wonder what's in it. Because everyone currently has access to internet, so trying to remember specific years is a gigantic waste of time. Much more important to learn the big things. How things affected the other things. The minute detail is something that sort of sticks with you if you have to specialize into something very narrow. Then you remember. But it's not important. You can just fucking Google it. What's the point?
To think that some people value baubles and trinkets.
But the big things are things that you can't just Google. You have to connect information from
What's this?
one point to another.
I found something.
How certain periods and events affected other larger issues. That's something you can't Google an answer to. Well, we have the save key. There's a chest here, but is that the safe? I don't want to steal anything, I just want to move some of these things.
So many books in such little time.
How in the hell can't you see it? Okay, that's some bullshit.
So many books in such little time.
What the fuck does it mean that you can't see?
Wonderful smell on this volume. The musty aroma of knowledge.
Assuming the safe is the chest then. It is certainly not.
So many books in such little
But I don't want to stay here for now. We're definitely gonna come back, if for nothing else to answer his questions. Safe would then be hidden somewhere. This isn't the first place where I've sort of had to question where the fuck is the safe. There are a couple paintings here. There's also a gigantic fish that's suspicious. Interaction with that is possible for some reason. No, it's on the other side. Well, somewhere there's a safe.
Oh, wonderful smell. The musty.
Mysterious trader in cheese.
Well, hello, gorgeous. Care to hear about the power of cheese? I've got wheels and rounds and blocks and rolls and possibly more. But my wares are nuanced, with undertones of something rare.
Ask what she has in mind.
She looks you up and down, then
What's on my mind? Why, texture, maturity, taste. But most of all, I'm wondering what tickles your fancy. Looking at you, I think it may be power. Am I right?
Admit that she's right.
So I have not misjudged you. Now, we've established how you feel about power. How do you feel about law? Specifically laws relating to property and the acquisition of goods.
Tell her to get to the point, you don't have all day.
a glint appears in her eye, and she smiles. Then she raises her hands and shows you her rings.
Perhaps this is the power you seek. I've been waiting for the right customer to come along for these, but I warn you, power doesn't come cheap. Even for someone as attractive as you. The pleasure was mine.
Mysterious cheese trader has a sovereign. Scoundrel retribution telekinesis. Boo. Has light belt of sneaking thievery perseverance. Boo. Huntsman scoundrel. Boo. Pyrokinetic hydro sophistium. Yeah, these are all shit. Where did you come by these unusual wares?
I have my little helpers, here, there, and everywhere. They find me the finest morsels in all of Arx. After all, why should the most delectable of foodstuffs grace only the tables of the nobility?
Whisper that you're in the business of dried meats and are in need of a few little helpers yourself.
My little helpers must remain anonymous. A woman of my refined taste wouldn't dare reveal her cheese-related secrets, you know?
They're the sewer dwellers though. Every trader seems to be connected to it and they have their sewer grates close to them. So I don't feel the need to win that particular persuasion argument.
I've seen a few traders about the place.
Business doesn't stop for long round here.
All Magister Reader material has to go. Orders from Lord Kemp.
What is this? Sanguinia Tell. I have no idea what that means. Since we're here, we might as well mark these houses for what they are. This is
Stinks.
questionable house, stinky house. Don't detect anyone inside. Metal scraps. Not that I intend to ever do anything with these though. It's a junkyard more or less. Abandoned shop from the looks of it. Yeah, back door is accessible, front door isn't.
Closed due to nuptial obligations.
Nailed shut. They won't budge.
Did it hurt your hammer? Yes. They want there. Rotten chunks of flesh. 2 dead people dining. Rotten egg, rotten chunk of flesh. Backpack. Decent amount of gold at least. The groom's house, okay. Alchemy Shop. I'm not sure what do we want to even steal anything from here, but I think we should look at certain options. Like what the hell does he have in his personal quarters? Might have some kind of diary or piece of information that's vital to us later on.
What's this? I found something.
How do I access that? Yeah, I don't want you to fucking sleep on it. There's something under the bed. Can I do anything about it? There's probably a switch then somewhere. Ah, there's a diary. Read it.
I've spotted something.
Isla, my Isla, such a pretty little fool. Though she's not wholly blameless in her family's downfall, she'd have said yes to any chump wielding a ring and a smile. But since that chump is me, I'll be availing myself to her father's familial inheritance, which she'll be inheriting a lot sooner than my father-in-law's doctor would expect. Yeah, I think we're gonna take that. That is evidence. Don't see. Less buttons is there. Click. That's not good. Failed experiments. Also, what the fuck is that?
No one strike a light.
Seriously, what the fuck is that? There's some sort of a hostile thing. But I think that's a trap, not necessarily anything else. There's a lot of oil barrels here, just noticing. Button, lot of buttons. Whatever that trap does, it's going to be the next one to act. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons at least. I think this is not a good time to be a slowpoke here. not sure that I did well or very badly.
Well, that was fun.
Was it though? They're undead creatures of some sort. No, they're... What the fuck are they? Immunity to sleeping in acid. Poison earth. They're... nothing special that I can see. I think the biggest problem is, do we want to ignite that whole area? Yeah, we might be able to kill them easily, but the explosion might be devastating to some other things. Right, there's a trap there. That's all I wanted to see. Better not start fiddling with the machines immediately. No telling what will happen. Sort of experimentation has been going on here. Right. Is there a big problem if we detonate the poison? I mean, there's a lot of it. It's not really mandatory for us to do a goddamn thing though. I think there's just a lot of traps more than anything. And once they start exploding, they'll keep exploding. I think we're better off being a little bit cautious on this one. Whose turn is it, Lose? Fair enough, that's cursed poison. So anything of fire and water, no, air and water should work fine. We don't need fire, don't particularly want fire. They do physical damage though. I need to get out of the way. Yeah, acid and physical damage. Okay. They're fairly weak armor-wise, so I think that's a good opening for us.
I'll yield to none.
Yeah, this is not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. But I can't really help it either. I have a fire weapon. Alternative would be maybe the earth weapon. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's worthwhile to really try to prevent the explosion here. I would have to rely on magic. Well, big problem is the Red Prince actually, no one else. We can use a summoning creature as a decoy. And the door isn't even open.
I'll yield to none.
Right, the crate is armored enough that it should last for a long time. Can I do anything to attack them? Okay, we're better off saving our action points. Right, the problem with the Red Prince. Can't really do anything useful. I'd like them to gather up a little bit before throwing any kind of serious spells at them. I don't have that many extra ones. Once I spend my Hydra Sophie spells, we're pretty much done. Right. Lone Widow might not be a bad idea, it's pretty much immune to a lot of the crap they'll do. Except the physical damage, right. Need you to block them, that's all. Gonna delay with everyone. Let them gather up in a tight group, then take them out. Right. We could try to spread some physical attacks on them. Actually, that wouldn't be a horrible idea, because the physical attack we have spreads close by targets. The infect does about 900% damage too. They have less than 300 shield. But with the energy attacks we could disable the whole bunch of it. This can poison targets. Better to just not do a goddamn thing. Yeah, they're pretty much down at this point. Okay, what the fuck are you doing, people? Pull back, pull back, pull back. Right, we'll take it nice and slow. As it is fairly dangerous. Just keeps causing trouble even after it's long gone. Alien Earth, as it says. Right. There are a couple of places here we want to reach. Right, so the barrels are mainly here to just block the traps. Has to be a trap there somewhere. Charlene. It's a level 18 finesse item, has plus 5 finesse, immunity to charm, terrified, sneaking huntsman, wits, constitution. Seems like a headwear molded from dappled bark tanned hide. 3 words are engraved inside. Unity is strength. It's a weaker armor piece, but it's if you're looking for damage, it's a good armor piece. I sort of want to hold on to our damage. The enemies are respectable enough in that on that front that we can't just shrug it off anymore. Otherwise, we're constantly fighting in vitality. What the fuck was that? I mean, surely there's more to this than just this. Well, if you want ooze, this is a great place to get ooze, but seems like we got all the relevant stuff already. Yeah, this has to be it. What's the plan with all the experiments? It looks like we cleaned up most of the mess. Want to throw one extra tornado there. Gives us an easy access away from this place. Also, if something seems to happen, we might simplify things. There are a lot of torches, for example, and if we hadn't cleaned this up, any kind of a minor spark would have ignited this whole mess. Sulfurium. Esteemed fellows, my research has led me into some dark and delicious corners of late. I found a connection between poison and sulfurium that could change the face of war. With one, damage can be done, but with both together, sheer havoc can be wrought. Let me outline the science. Tom continues with incomprehensible equations and scientific jargon. Nine new recipes. Okay. Will my luck never cease? After reading Isbale's researches from Black Peak Isle, I managed to come to a number of conclusions leading to a new invention. I've now crafted a wand that can summon the poison elemental Margaret to do my bidding at any time. I control the fiendish one. Of course, the amount of poison I had to distill to create it was excessive by any measure, but by Duma I'll never get tired of the look on her face when I call. Poison elemental. We got a lot of potion recipes. Giant poison vial. Huge plus augment whore, right? Large poison bottle plus red fabric dye. Yeah, I don't think that's a healing potion. Void enhanced poison. Void touch live wood fragments. Small poison. I wonder what's the practical use of this. One-handed mace. So a massive amount of poison and the wand can be combined to poison elemental summoning. That seems like it's a specific quest related more than anything else. There's no actual recipe relating to it. Right, what is it? It is level 18 Magical Lizard's Morningstar. It's a fine weapon, nothing amazing, nothing noteworthy really. How to disguise poisons as healing potions. Well, at least it was something. Ooh, I also forgot to... It was a good chance to recover some of our source points. There were 4 enemies, we need 4 source points. If we get into some serious fighting, we want those source points. Any red fabric dye here? We have 1. I suppose I can buy it. Not sure I want it really though. It's not a thing we would do. Right, fully charged and ready to go. I suppose the town has enough corpses, so getting yourself fully charged isn't that big of a deal.